to monetize your mind on Amoget Radio Communications. I'm your host, Adiola Berry. I'm truly excited to kick off this third quarter of 2025 with a powerful, transformative theme: monetize your mind, turning ideas into industry. The last, which was last week, we started the introductory episode, and we laid a foundation about the importance of the mind. Today, we'll be going ahead to go deeper at that, so we can explore the mind of man and the power that lies therein. We're going on a journey from the inside out. We will explore how to uncover what's already inside us: our thoughts, our passion, our skill, and then we look for how to transform them into value, income, impact, and industry. Come along with me as we unwrap today's topic. Is covering the gold mine within. Discovering the gold mine within. Now, this isn't just a motivational phrase. It's a mindset, a mission, and for many of you listening right now, it's a message for your season. Today, we're starting off. Want to find out about the mind, dig a foundation, and go right deep into the mind, your highest asset. Let's begin by understanding something deeply profound. One, the human mind is the greatest engine of innovation the world has ever known. The human mind is the greatest engine of innovation the world has ever known. Every skyscraper that you see out there, every app on your phone, every breakthrough in medicine, in media, in the field of nuclear energy, or every other part of science, it all started as an idea in someone's mind. Started as an idea in someone's mind. So let's take a deep dive into the human mind. Now, before we embark on identifying and monetizing our ideas, it's also vital to appreciate the extraordinary complexity and the potential of the organ that generates them. The human brain, I hope you know, is the seat of the mind, and it's not just a passive repository of facts. It's not just a place where you store facts so you can remember them later. It's a living, evolving ecosystem of 86 billion neurons, each connected by thousands of synapses, constantly, rewiring itself in response to our experiences, thoughts, and actions. The human brain, I can call, is the original AI. It is the original AI. Let's talk about the mind's evergreen garden and talk about neuroplasticity. What do we mean by neuroplasticity? It refers to the brain's remarkable ability to grow new connections. It grows new connections. It prunes unused ones, so that when you learn a new skill, maybe coding, public speaking, or a foreign language, your brain physically changes. So it forges new pathways that make the skill become more natural over time. As you begin to practice it, you begin to get used to it. So this means that the wiring of your mind is not fixed. The mind wiring in our brains, of the brain is not fixed. It's not just wired in a particular direction. Imagine your vehicle, your car, and the wiring in that car, it is fixed. If you distort the wiring in that car, you will distort the efficiency of the vehicle, or the vehicle may not even start. I remember there was a recent incident. I was driving home from the office and suddenly the car went off. The engine just went off, and it was just one slight wire that was disconnected. So if you rewire the vehicle in the way that it was not wired to be, it may distort productivity. However, your brain itself rewires itself. So with intentional practice, you can cultivate greater creativity, sharper focus, stronger problem solving muscle. So the brain is a muscle tissue itself, and just like you can grow the muscles of your arms, the abs, the muscles of the legs, and muscles of the stomach, what they call that six-pack, the same way you can grow the muscles of the brain. Now, the more you use your brain, the more you are able to task it, the more it expands its capacity. That's what the neuroplasticity talks about. The more it expands its plasticity, and its capacity also enlarges. So I saw a video. I was just talking about. He said he's the most educated person in the world. It's not verified. I cannot verify. I didn't verify the video, but I just want to bring out the fact there. But what I want to bring out is that the brain is actually has the capacity to achieve so much more than we know. Now, the name of the person in that video is Dr. Abdulkarim Bagura. Dr. Abdulkarim Bagura. Dr. Abdulkarim Bagura from Sierra Leone. Now, this man holds 5 doctoral degrees, a PhD in political science, in development economics, in linguistics, PhD in computer and mathematics, and speaks 17 languages fluently. That's one of the things that the brain can achieve. The brain is a creative engine capable of divergent and convergent thinking. So creativity is often thought as a mystical gift, but neuroscience shows it arises from the interplay of 2 complementary modes of thought. Divergent thinking, that is, unleashes free flow ideas without judgment, opening up a wide array of possibilities. It's just exploring the possibilities, just thinking, what if, how about if we do it this way? Just an open one. Then the other is convergent thinking, on those ideas to evaluate, to refine, to select the most promising. So out of all the possibilities, you want to test, and then you are reducing it until you are able to put one. That's convergent thinking. So when you cultivate both modes through activities like brainstorming, journaling, and structured reflection, it enables you to generate a wealth of concepts that translates them into action plans. Let's talk about the mental modes and meta thinking. Your brain navigates the world through mental shortcuts called models. So a carpenter uses the model of leverage when lifting heavy beams, and An entrepreneur uses the model of supply and demand when setting prices. Accumulating a diverse library of mental models, from biology to economics to psychology, sharpens your ability to see patterns and make sound decisions. That happens also in data analytics. Yeah. Meanwhile, meta thinking, that is thinking about your thinking. That's what meta thinking helps you recognize cognitive biases like confirmation bias or overconfidence that can derail even the best ideas. So what meta thinking helps you to do is that you are rethinking what you are talked about. You want to find out that are these ideas, are they born out of prejudices? Are they born out of, do you have a cognitive bias? Is it the reason for that? Or are you overconfident? Have you tested it? Are you so sure? Because some of these things, those ideas are not that without testing them, you may not be able to know if what you are thinking is actually in the right direction. So what this does is that it helps shape our thinking pattern. Habit formation. So how do we form habit? Put thoughts into action. Ideas alone are not enough. I hope everybody knows that. And that they must be embedded in daily routine. Yes, they must be embedded in daily routine. And so neurobiologists describe a rule of 21 days, meaning that whatever you do consistently the same time and you are able to do it over a period of 21 days will naturally become a habit. Will be close to your habit. So though in reality the time frame differs, but it is on the average it's around that time. What matters is consistency. Setting small achievable daily practices like dedicating 10 minutes to ideation, or it may be reading a chapter in a new subject, learning about one thing, and what you see that it compounds over time and transform fleeting thoughts into lasting capabilities. Some of those thoughts, I studied chemistry, and one of the things that chemistry students always say is that chemistry is volatile. And I told them that yes, you may say chemistry is volatile, but what it does is that it requires constant reading. You read it and read it over a period of time. After some time, it just sticks. Just learn the basic rules and all that. Once you have got the rules and it's stuck in your brain, you can't miss it anymore. These are part of the things that we usually tell people. So that's the way ideas are formed. So in essence, the mind is both your laboratory and your catalyst. It's where you test. It's also where you enhance the speed of actions. By understanding the architecture of the mind, when you are able to also nurture its plasticity, and you are able to master the thinking modes and protecting its emotional balance, you will be able to unlock a wellspring of ideas. You have what we call overflow of ideas, and you can equip yourself to turn those ideas into industry. Next, we're going to explore how to identify which of these ideas, talents, and skills are strongest assets, and how to begin packaging them for real world impact. Stay tuned, we'll be back after this commercial break.
Homegate Founded in 2008 out of a desire to build transgenerational structures for organizations, institutions, and nations, we have worked with large businesses, international development organizations, and public sector ministries and agencies. Amugate, our uniqueness is that we do not just work for you, we work with you. For example, we do not leave you to the task after sourcing talent that will help the new hire settle into robust leadership development programs. We are technical experts in advising and supporting institutions on strategy and leadership, artificial intelligence, strategic human resource management, public sector reform, finance, audit and tax, FAT, and strategic communications. We do all this and more out of a desire to transform nations through institutions and organizations. For further inquiries, email contact@theamugate.org or call +234 810 999 6866 +234 807 957 4151 and +161 0504 6026 www.theamugate.org. Amugate, building to endure and transforming nations through institutions and organizations.
Welcome back to Amugate Radio Communications. We've been talking about monetizing your mind, turning your ideas into industry, and we've been talking about the power of the mind, how you can train your mind to generate an overflow of thoughts and ideas. So we'll continue from where we stopped before we went on that commercial break. The mind is the seat of imagination, creativity, analysis, and strategy. If you train it, if you nurture it, if you challenge it, you'll be able to unleash something extraordinary. If you train it, if you nurture it, if you challenge it, you'll be able to unleash something extraordinary. You begin to create, and when you create consistently, you become valuable. You become a valuable asset. But here is the catch. Most people go through life never tapping into even half of their mental capacity. Half, I say half, a quarter. That's like owning a gold mine, but never digging. You know what it is to own a gold mine? Yes, but the gold mine just sitting there as a gold mine. It's just a potential. It won't do anything for you except you dig out the gold, you refine the gold, and can put it out there for sale. How do we develop the thinking and idea generating capacity of the mind? How do you develop the thinking and idea generating capacity of the mind? So you need to do a few things and do them consistently. I say you need to feed your mind. Feed your mind with knowledge from different fields. Read widely. Read widely. Be versatile. Take time to reflect. Do what is called deliberate thinking. Deliberate thinking. Take time to reflect, process, and explore thoughts. Just stay in a quiet place. Begin to deliberately think about a process or an idea and focus on it. Another thing you need to do is to surround yourself with visionaries, because conversations shape consciousness. Surround yourself with visionaries, surround yourself with great thinkers, surround yourself with people that generate ideas. And as you begin to engage in conversation or discussion with such people, as you watch them and all that, you will also begin to develop that skill. That skills will be improved. So because that conversation you've been having is shaping your question, your consciousness. Another thing you need to do is ask questions often. I stumbled on a conversation my son had with Meta AI on my phone. It was a long conversation, and I was amazed, not at his level of intelligence, but his questioning mind. I've always known my son to be a very inquisitive person, but he was on another level. Within that, he was actually having a conversation with Meta AI and trying to ask Meta AI some questions, even language and all that, trying to teach Meta AI Yoruba. And the way he asked questions, it was really very, 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 I was impressed. So curiosity always activates creativity. Most curious people are very creative. They're trying to find out why, what is working this thing, like the Yorubas will usually say, over radio. This is like a child that hears the radio and is wondering what's speaking inside this radio. And if you're not careful, the next time you're going to see is broken up or open up the radio different ways. You smash it on the floor. Maybe an older one that maybe with a bit more understanding would actually use a screwdriver to unscrew all the screws and see what's happening inside. Don't beat that child. He may be one of the people that are maybe a great computer scientist or an electronic engineer in the future. You also need to write down your thoughts. So I've said you have to read widely, you have to think deliberately. You need to surround yourself with visionaries. You need to ask questions, often develop a curious mind, and then you need to write down your thoughts. Generally gives shape to abstract ideas. Gives shape to abstract ideas. We always say that the faintest pen is sharper than brightest memory. You need to write things down so you can it will help you to remember and then shape things out. When you discipline your mind, it rewards you with ideas. When you are able to discipline your mind, to focus, to learn to think deliberately and feed your mind, it will reward you with ideas. And these ideas are the seeds for transformation. They are the seeds for transformation. Yesterday on Amogate Radio Communications, and where we're treating the theme Monetize Your Mind today, we're talking about a topic that I have titled, the gold mine. Discovering the gold mine within. Discovering the gold mine within, which is your mind, is a gold mine. You need to learn how to unleash it. So understanding the power of ideas, talents, and skills. Ideas are not random thoughts. They are not. They are insights waiting to be developed. Talents are natural, yes. Abilities gifted to you by design. However, talents needs to be earned. You need to learn to develop it, to grow it, and to be able to deploy it. Skills are what you intentionally acquire to make your talents useful in the real world. You have to develop those skills. You go get those skills so it can enhance your talent. Now together they form a triangle of greatness, that is your ideas, the talents, and the skills. When you understand your unique blend of these three, you find your niche. It helps you to find your niche. You can find, you find your lane. You find your leverage. Ideas change. Talents set you apart. Skills make you valuable. Skills make you valuable. How to identify your strongest assets? How do you identify your strongest assets? To discover your gold mine, you need to ask yourself some questions. Number one, what comes naturally to me that others find difficult? What comes naturally to me that others find difficult? Number two, what do people consistently compliment me for? So there are some things that when you do it exceptionally and effortlessly, and people just wander around you and they compliment you. Wow, you really do this thing well. What are those things? What activities energizes me even when I'm tired? These are things that anytime it excites you. You never get bored. If it is that area you're going to, you suddenly develop a burst of energy that helps you. What problems am I constantly, passionately about solving? What are those things that becomes a burden for you until you solve it? What have I done that created real value for someone else? A product, a service. When you are able to ask yourself these questions, and take time to reflect on childhood interests, educational patterns, feedback from peers, and moments of deep fulfillment, these signs often point to the treasure inside. One of the things I found out that, and where I try, is when I'm talking to people, when I'm counseling or trying to be a guide to someone. As I even do it, I get insights that just come in. I get bright ideas, and it helps me. One of the things that helps me in my teaching ministry as a teacher. From passion to profits. Making your mind most valuable asset. Making your mind your most valuable asset. Now, monetizing your mind means learning to package, to promote, and profit from your ideas. Your passions are powerful, but they must become product, services, or platforms. Your insights must become solutions, and your creativity must become currency. You don't need millions to start. You only need clarity, consistency, and the courage to launch. Wealth is hidden in places that yet to look, most especially within your own mind. This is where we're going to end today's episode, and we will continue right from there the next time. We will look forward to your feedback and ask questions and your own contributions also. You can go for research and come up with your own research stuff, and if you have questions from it, you can send to us via our email contact@theamogate.org, or you can send via WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is +234 810 999 6666. Let me take that again. +234 810 999 6666. So we also want you to follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, @The Amogate, and we're especially inviting you to go to our YouTube channel, like our page, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Now that YouTube channel is a wealth and storehouse of information and a lot of things. Remember, I said you need to feed your mind, and there are a lot of varieties that you can feed your mind on when you get there. Don't also forget that this broadcast comes every Thursday, 5 p.m. West African time and 10 a.m. on Eastern time on Amogate Radio Communications. I want to leave you with this final quote. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Until next Thursday, keep thinking, keep creating, and keep growing. I'm Adiola Gbadebo.